you know. So I think it's like another half a mile and we should be there. That's fucking where the plane noise is coming from. But I mean, fuck it, I can't see shit. And then I'm being drawn down here, which is fucking, I don't even know what the fuck's down here, to be honest. I know like I'm in between Wardle and Moorland, and this is like one of the first ever tracks. So could this track be haunted? I'd have to come here at night to fucking know more, but like that sounds like fucking a train would come in and it'd stop without like the braking noises. There's nothing there. So this story is of the lost boy Alec Jenkins of Crook Hill, which is in a place in Littleborough, which is near Wardle actually. It's near where I live. So this is his memorial. I want to tell you this story actually. It's a really interesting story. It says, on a chilling day in 1930, 6-year-old Alec Jenkins from Shaw, Littleborough, headed out to play with his friends on Crook Hill, Watergrove in heavy snowfall. It was a foggy day and obviously it was misty, the moor was misty, and this is a picture of Alec. He got separated from his friends and then search efforts were quickly dispatched, and then obviously it took them 5 days without modern technology to find him, and this was due to the conditions with the blizzard and the fog. The search efforts were hampered. Sadly, 5 days later, Alex's body was found with the coroner saying that he died from exposure. With only the older residents knowing of this story, a memorial was put up, and over time it obviously diminished. So the older resident that was called David Longley, who was 69, who lives at Shaw Road, created a cairn to remember Alec at the highest point of Crook Hill. During lockdown, David carried up one by one the memorial stones to remember Alec, who was known as the Lost Boy. He said, "I lived in the area all my life. It's quite a well-known story to the older residents." So this memorial was put in place to signify something more permanent, so it'd last a little bit longer. So obviously I want to try as well to remember Alec by making a YouTube video, and I'm going to take you to the point in this video, and I'm going to show you where it actually is, and we'll see if anything happens which is out of the ordinary, really, which I'm sure you'll see in this video. So this era was from the Watergrove era, 1930s. So let's get into Watergrove just for a minute. So here is some previous content that I've made about Watergrove. It's obviously, it used to be one of the first settlements in Wardle, and underneath the reservoir is something that looks like this. This is remains of the old town and pictures of the old settlement. Now the reason why I'm showing you this is the era in 1930s, more or less the era when Alec went missing. So these, I'm trying to paint a picture really here for you what the era was like, with houses like this, families that look like this. And then you can see in the background, it's nothing but desolate moorland. As like I say, these were the first settlers to come into Watergrove, and obviously start the settlements. That's the old pumping station, what was once at Watergrove, with many different pictures here from back in the day, really, from the original settlements. So this story is really important to me because it's the history of Wardle, and Wardle is where I'm from, really. So there's obviously some more pictures here from the drowned village of Watergrove, which tells you all the history about Watergrove. It's something I've studied over time because it's history of my local area, which is something I'm really passionate about, although I go to different areas also. But anyway, let's get into this video, yeah, and let's get to this memorial plaque, and let's see what happens. But I had to show you the history of Watergrove first. Welcome to Halloween. It's actually Halloween today. So usually we'll be dedicating my Halloween to a young boy called Alec Jenkins, who lost his life on the moors. So today, I'm going to go to his plaque, his memorial plaque, and kind of pay tribute to him. But this location is probably the only place that I've not been to when it comes to Watergrove. So Watergrove is obviously a modern day reservoir now. I've just come down here so the wind's not blowing. I'll tell you a bit more. So if you don't know Watergrove, that's Watergrove over there in the background, which is Wardle Hill as well. So this is where the memorial plaque is. It's fucking well out of the way, and I've got to take away this time. I've got to go away this time. That I've never been this location. I've never gone this way, so I might find something cool. But there's some history here which is quite relevant, to be honest. So the route that I'm taking, there was two routes when the village of we'll call it the drowned village of Watergrove, which was the early settlement before Watergrove. When the water drops in the summer, you can see the remnants of this town or this settlement. Now, there are other places you can go where the water isn't, and it's there all the time, like a little memory garden. You can go there all the time and you can see the little villages and stuff like that. So Alec was part of this era, I believe, which is from the 1930s, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the year that he died, but I'm here to tell his story because this is a story that's from Wardle, and I'm from Wardle, so it's nice to come home to tell a story, really, of like a local, really. I'm a local that's going to tell a local story, well, a local tale, and the important thing is in fact, I'll let you with this video now, and it'll tell you more about Alec, and it'll tell you more about the situation that we're trying to discuss in this video. So if you're not from Wardle, this area is really interesting, to be honest, as it's got one of the first ever evidence of the first ever civilizations that came here first, like the first people to arrive, really, that lived underneath the reservoir. Now, there's other pockets as well of different areas of settlements also. There's obviously different areas that you can go to in Watergrove. These are some pictures in and around Watergrove that are quite relevant, if you ask me. This is the remains of the old settlements, like I said, that's usually submerged. This area that you're seeing pictures of has like a road that goes all the way up to the old long pack horse trail, I believe, that will take you into Walsden. This will tell you more history if you want to know more about Watergrove, but in general. But like I said, this area is so historic, it's absolutely brilliant. But not only brilliant, it does come with its dark tales throughout time, and this is one of the tales I want to get into, is what happened to Alec in his final hours in the 1930s. When he encountered snow and blizzard-like conditions and limited visibility as well. And this must have been awful for a 6-year-old boy at that time, especially to deal with these conditions. And I can't tell you enough in this video what the wind is like. When it gets windy in this area, it's absolutely ruthless. But this video here that I'm showing you now, what I'm walking on, this is the original road that would take you up to the pack horse trail, like I just mentioned in the previous sentence, as it just go up there, up through, I think they call it Hell's Hill, I know it as, and then like I say, it would take you into Walsden. But this is one of the first ever original roads. But this is what the picture is like, really, for that area that we're looking back on. Anyway, we'll crack on with the video now. So we need to be going. That's Wardle there. You see all the low cloud, which is great for a recreational video, because when he went missing, it was obviously snowy and misty, so we're trying to recreate this event. I think his plaque is fucking, 1 second, let me finger, is somewhere around about there. It's fucking well out the way. I think it's in like where that gorge is. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't see it on the camera, but there's a gorge over there, which is probably around about there. And I think that's where his plaque is. So that's where we're going to go now. This is obviously Littleborough. We're going to have to go to the King Bill, which is over there, and walk up this trail, which I don't know much about, to be honest. So we're going to do this for the first time. I've never done this walk before, so this is the first time I've done this specific walk. I usually do another walk through there where there was it's like a ghost walk in that building there. I don't know if you see it. There was like a lady that drowned, or was it that one? I can't remember now, but I always do the ghost walk through here, and last time it was pretty cool. Although I'm storytelling in this video, the purpose of this video, I'm not going to do paranormal investigation because it's a 0% moon phase. Said be wasting my time, really. So I'm looking at covering something that's got little coverage really. It's not going to get me a lot of views, and this is what this isn't about. This is like dedicating my time for Alec really, that died on the moors. This might be a haunted area, it might not be, but the point I'm trying to make in this video is obviously about Alec, but the history of the two lanes. So there was two specific roads at the early settlement. There was the old Roman road that goes through the village that you can see when the water level drops at Watergrove. And then there was another road, which is we're going to be in this video, which would be the other road that would take you to this would take you to his plaque, but it would also take you to the long pack horse trail, which would eventually take you into Walsden. So what I'm trying to get at here is there was only two horse and cart roads really, one from Walsden to Wardle, or the old village, and then this one that we're going to walk, which I'm assuming is Littleborough, to fucking either Walsden or Littleborough, but I'm not sure because I've not done this route. I'll know more once I've done this video. So I know more about the first road, but not about the second road, but this is what I'll be doing this video about, is to learn more really. So nonetheless, we'll get cracking and we'll get there. I'll show you what I can show you, and happy Halloween. So we're going to go down the steps, fucking go through the pointed lane really, and then end up at the King Bill and then walk this new path that I've never done before. It's going to take us probably up there somewhere, so we'll see what we can find. So it's left by the King Bill, which, look at the road, it's fucking cobbles, isn't it? There's nothing modern about this. Cobbles that were cut by masons. You see, that would have been an entrance for horses once. You see how it's been packed up. We've got a long walk to do, so I'm just going to give you snippets of it really. So it's this path for probably about 4 miles now, so I'm not really going to film for 4 miles. So I'll just show you around really. And look at all the birds. Can you see them? I can see them. Well, I can't see them on the camera, funny enough. That's weird. I can see birds. Oh yeah, I can start seeing them now. So I couldn't see them on the camera then. That was so weird. I seen a flock of birds in front of me, and on the camera there's absolutely nothing. Eventually come to a farm, which has got a gate on it. Go through the gate, because you can go left or you can go right. There's another point as well where you come to a T-junction. If you take the wrong turning, then it's not going to take you to the location. So this video is really to help anyone that wants to go this way, so you can follow this video if this is something that you're interested in. This is something I'm interested in, because I usually go all over, fucking doing videos and shit. So it's nice to come home for once and tell a local tale. But not just that, I'm telling tales in areas where there's no coverage. So it's nice actually to come home for once, but this doesn't have any home feeling about it because it's fucking miles away. So we'll crack on anyway. I'll just show you a little bit more, yeah? So the hills of Shaw are just there. It's just more or less the start of the hills as you walk towards Alec's memorial, and we came over the hill there to get to this point, so we'll continue and look for this gate and the farm really. So behind me it's a bin wagon actually. They just put some rubbish on, and then I realised it didn't need me in today, so which was good really, because it let me do this video. So I think I've finally come to the farm now, so I'll show you the farm, and then I'm looking for the gate really. That's would have been an old barn. Fire hydrants, right?
think how old it is. Like round here. Shit, which way do you go? It's up here, I think. That must have been a little call house where you put your call in. It's an electric box now. And this is the gate we're talking about. So this, looking at this now, it's fucking horse and cart trail. We've gone from cobbles back in time into horse and cart trail. So this is the route I've got to take till I come to the T-junction, and I think it's a right. So I mentioned that this is one of the first routes or logistic trails from Wardle to Littleborough. Just look at it, man. This is about as fucking far back as it gets, and you start turning the moors then. There's geese over there, that's weird. You don't often see geese up here. There's no water up here. Loads of them, look. That's fucking quite weird. Oh, there's fucking more of them, look. Why would all the geese be here? I don't get it. They should have migrated, shouldn't they? 1 second, let me get a good look at this. Look at them all. Huh? Shouldn't they migrate? There's no water here neither. It's fucking strange to see geese here. I know there's grass here for them, but
I need to correct myself though. There is actually water nearby. I didn't realise till I walked back.
That might have been a farm actually. I'm not sure, but it's not. It's not now. Obviously, that's probably the remains of something that. I'll just show you. It's definitely remains of something like that. This, by the way, honestly, probably at night time. I would like to think that, you know, you get some good stuff off the box. So we've got Penhigh Bradaway, Public Bradaway, Penhigh Bradaway. I can't even fucking open the gate, man. The fuck? There we are. Right, so this obviously I'll have to pick which way I'm going. I'm assuming it's that way, yeah, but we'll have a look now. So I thought it was that way, it's actually that way. Can you see how it forks here? Where you'd be like, oh shit, but you can go that way, definitely don't go that way, yeah? So that's the wrong way. Don't take a right if you're going to this way. Don't go to Calderbrook, yeah, because that's what that says. I thought it was Watergrove. That's the way you don't want to go. And that's the way you do want to go, Watergrove, yeah? Which I kind of thought anyway, so we'll continue with this this way. I think I've been up here before actually. If I have, it's been a while actually. But I never went this far up. So we'll continue with this, with the walk. I'm sure I was here at one point, a couple of years ago. Anyway, fucking, that would be the way home really, but I'll remember that for the way back. So I've just had to put my jacket on. I've got a specialist jacket in my bag for pretty bad conditions, and I've had to put it on underneath this, yeah, and it's obviously because the wind is that bad and it's that chilly. It's just going through my normal gear really, so this makes me realise what Alec would have had to go through, and it's not even snowing now. These were blizzard conditions that he was in, you know, and my heart goes out to him. So this is me experiencing what he went through, but on a much lighter scale, and he wouldn't have had the jacket I've got now, you know, to try and help protect me against the exposure really to the conditions. And there's no snow, and he obviously was in a blizzard. So I'm fucking well far away from where I need to be, but I need to crack on because I've got a lot of ground to cover. This memorial plaque is fucking in the middle of nowhere, so we'll crack on. I'll just show you around.
So I'll have to do a voiceover for this because the wind is that bad. So this might happen quite often in this video. But this is the original trail that will take you up to Alec's memorial.
I've got approximately 90 minutes until darkness. So when darkness falls in, this is where, obviously throughout all my investigations, I've got enough equipment with me to deal with the darkness. But if you don't have equipment, it's going to make your journey a lot more difficult. Alec didn't have any equipment, he didn't have a jacket, he didn't have any allies, he had no chance. So this is what I, like I say, I want to dedicate my Halloween to this specific story, because it's a fucking not well known story by any means, but I hope it will be after this one, after this video. But if not, you know, I'll give it a try. And let me show you Watergrove actually.
So that is Watergrove, where the water is. Once I get there we are. So that's Watergrove. So obviously underneath that water is, you know, an old town or an old settlement that you can't usually see because obviously it's submerged. So this is a much better shot of the of Wardle Reservoir, really, or you know, Watergrove, and I'm just pointing out where the settlements roughly are in this quick snippet here. But that's the area you're looking at. I'm probably about 2 miles away, I reckon, from Watergrove at this point.
So I don't think I'm that far now. I've covered ground quicker than I thought. So I'll show you what I think that it is. I can just see it at a distance, which I'm assuming this is it.
So what I think is the memorial plaque isn't actually. I'll show you what this is in a minute. I'm just pointing out where it is. Obviously the visibility's dropped massively. So I'll continue anyway to make points about this video.
So for me to get to this, just let the wind pass. So for me to get to this location, I've needed Google Maps, specialist clothing, my phone, and the knowledge that I've got from doing this, which has been for a long time now, so I can risk assess certain areas and put things in place, like my jacket that I've just mentioned, my equipment, my extra stuff in my bag if I need it when darkness falls. Alec didn't have any of this. He didn't have the knowledge, he didn't have the equipment, he didn't have the jacket, he didn't have fuck all really, which is a shame, and it breaks my heart. Although this was from a long time ago, I just feel that I have to tell this story, because this is of a, like I say, a young boy that got separated from his friends and then died from exposure. The thing is, the knowledge wasn't what it is now and what it is then, if that makes sense. Moorland can be so ruthless and fucking unforgiving, and I think in the 1930s not a lot of people knew that. They weren't aware of how quickly conditions can change, and I got a taste of this in one of my videos when I went to the B-29 plane crash, which is in Glossop, and I got taught a quick lesson in Moorland. I was ready for it, of course I was, but it started raining and the visibility dropped, and there was no reception. I've got reception here actually, but fucking, you know, this is the realities of Moorland, really, and how unforgiving it can really be, regardless of how old you are. It doesn't matter. So for me, you always have to respect Moorland, because it can fucking turn quite quickly, just like the sea can, really. And when you're doing videos like this, you've always got to be aware of that, these things, that things can change at a fucking drop of a dime. Fuck me, like, just like fucking talking about it, like, look at this now.
So this is what I really want to show you, is the visibility, and this is like the worst conditions Alec would have had to put up you with, really, and this is more lighter conditions for me to deal with, but for Alec it would have been absolutely ruthless, because it would have been snowing as well. So I'm just pointing out in this specific point that I'm using equipment here to help me, you know, navigate where I need to go. When there's low visibility like this, it can obviously knock off your sense of direction. So equipment like this, it obviously helps me operate when it's night or when visibility is quite low. But this is something that Alec didn't have. He didn't have equipment like this, and obviously even the search parties didn't have equipment like this. There was no helicopters in the 1930s that would come looking for you like there would be now.
I think that's it up there, but I'm not sure. It's the only thing that represents anything, really. So look at this, look at what he was faced against. And just imagine all this in snow.
So due to the wind, I'll do another voiceover because I don't expect anyone to listen to that. But I'm having to show you how bad the wind actually is. It's not ideal for filming conditions, but obviously I'll just alternate with voiceovers. But this is a good thing that I want to show you in this video. I want to show you like the low visibility. Obviously, if it's snowing, it's a lot worse. You know, these you won't be able to see this track on the floor here, which is the track I'm using. I won't be able to really see that. So yeah, it'd be easy to get lost, especially for a 6-year-old boy.
So this isn't it. This will give me a place of refuge temporarily whilst I can talk into the camera. Judged. Look at it. That's magnetism. So this gives me a bit of a respite in this little fucking... I don't know what this is, to be honest, but it's obviously stopping the wind. So if you needed, I'd say if you're fucking modern day, if you needed somewhere to stay on the moors till daylight or whatever, someone to find you, this would be a good place to be because it just offers refuge from the wind. And I think a lot of people don't realise what the wind can do up here, and I've had a nice taste of it so far. And obviously with the low cloud, but I thought this was it. It's not, it's further up. But this is quite a ruthless walk. It's really challenging, to be honest, but this is what I like to do sometimes, you know, exert your energy and make use of it. So we'll continue. It shouldn't be that far now, so the conditions are perfect, yeah, for like recreation events, apart from it you know, it's obviously not snowing now. If it was snowing, it'd be a lot more hazardous, and after asking myself, you know, is the risk worth it? Now, obviously, it's not snowing, but for Alec's sake, it was snowing, which was fucking, must have been horrendous, honestly. It must have been horrendous. In fact, I'm just going to try the Vox just to see if we can get any voices or anything like that. So we'll just listen to the Vox. This is probably the best part that I could probably get where there's no wind contamination. Now, there's not much coming through. It's obviously because the moon phase is at 0%, which is pointless doing a paranormal video in a 0% moon phase, because this is what you get. Nothing. Silence. And this is why I've chose to do this video, is to tell a story instead of doing an investigation, just simply because the moon phase is fucking at its lowest, really. So we'll continue with this video. As I tried to point out, the facts in this video were paranormal equipment, really. 0% moon phase is you might as well not bother, really. So, and I'm not getting anything really on the Vox, so we'll continue. I'll just show you in front of me if you want. So you could probably get a little fire going here if you had the gear. You know, if you had your Kindle and stuff like that, and you could probably stay here for a couple of hours if you had the right gear. It's a place of refuge, so I'd say this is more of a refuge point, if you ask me. Maybe the sheep come here when it gets really bad, I'm not sure. I don't know if you'll be able to fit in there, actually.
So if you come in this way, just look out for that little refuge point, I like to call it. And then obviously just continue to walk straight up, and eventually you'll come to the memorial, which is approximately about 300 yards from this location.
Now I think I can hear a plane. So I'm going to check the live radar maps, because if it's not a plane, it's like, what the fuck is it? But it's just constant, you know what I mean? It's not moving, it's not going away, it's not coming closer.
So in this next clip, I'm obviously complaining of noises, and I can't see anything in front of me because the visibility is that low. And that's like the hidden feature here, is I can't see in front of me, but I can hear sounds of what appears to be something on the description of moving mechanical parts, which is like it's like a light screeching every now and again. So obviously I continue moving forward, and I'm complaining here of where the sounds are coming from. But obviously, again, I can't see anywhere really. So, which is the spooky thing here. That's always what gets me, is when I can hear sounds, but I can't actually see, what it is that I'm looking for. So obviously, regardless of that, we obviously continue forward, because that's what I'm trying to find, is the memorial plaque. So you can see here how low the cloud is, but it appears that it's in sight. So we'll continue moving forward. But like I say, their mechanical noises are so spooky, and I can imagine being up here at night when it looks like this would be so spooky, honestly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to treat you to the wind for maybe 10, 20 seconds or something, and just to give you a treat. And it's saying there, baby, which is obviously his baby boy, is Alec, which is that one's relevant, obviously. So I'll let the real sound play now. Yeah, this is it. Lost by Alec Jenkins, 1802, 1930, so the 18th of February, 1930. Now the mad thing is here, these stones that you see was brought up here one by one to represent the cross that was no longer there. That's fucking obviously faded out over time. This was more of a modern way of remembering Alec, and then I think YouTube, if you do make a YouTube video, it's never going to, obviously go away. People now won't watch it, but this is realistically how you make something, and it never fades away. This might fade away, it might not do, and this is a lot more hard work than erase. This is a lot more hard work than what I'm doing. So huge credit to the dude that obviously did this. So let's see if we get a picture whilst we're here. Oh, there we are. What the fuck's that? That's definitely a Halloween picture that's a good Halloween picture really, but I don't know what it's got to do with Alec. Getting like machinery sounds over there, and just fuck all around here. Again. So for me, this picture's so fitting for the Halloween video, to be honest. And it's like, what are the chances of getting a picture like this, on ghosts here? Anyway, we'll crack on with the video, and I want to get to these sounds, what I keep hearing. Let's listen to some Vox. I've heard nothing on this so far. Any spirits on this frequency, you can come and communicate if you want. Nothing, which is cool, you know what I mean? I anticipated this. And this would have been the Moorland really, but what Alec would have found himself in and around. This is what it would have been faced with, but full of blizzards, freezing conditions. I don't know if you can hear that. It's like I can only describe it as breaking sounds, like a pneumatic press, like some kind of press or something, which is like machinery noises really. Yeah, it's coming from over that direction, but there's fuck all over there. Honestly, there's nothing over there whatsoever. There's no right for any machinery sounds to be up and around here. So we're assuming it's a wind and it's just being manipulated into like what appears to be a fucking player. That's fucking very relevant if you ask me, because Alec was playing with his friends. That was the machinery noise. Obviously, there's no right to have any of them noises around here. But
but we're assuming it's wind. Yeah, again, I can hear a fucking, like, what appears to be a plane. Keep going over in that direction, and ain't any fucking planes around here, I tell you. Nothing but fucking desolate moorland. That plane noise is that kind of move now over that direction, because it was over there to start off with. So what we're going to do, I'm going to have a little walk over here and see if we can.
So after finding Alec's memorial plaque, I tried to investigate these mechanical sounds that I keep hearing. The wind's really bad in this video, but I totally forgot that there's a wind farm here, yeah, but because I couldn't see the windmills, I didn't know that, and I totally forgot there was windmills here. So the windmills obviously are going round, yeah, and I can hear mechanical sounds. It's obviously the windmills, by the way, and there's me trying to investigate, like, why or where these mechanical sounds are coming from. But this is a bit of parapsychology, really, because I can't see the windmills. I don't know they're there, but I can hear what appears to be, like I mentioned, mechanical sounds, and this is the which can be, like, you know, pretty spooky sometimes, but in this occasion it's perfectly normal, because you know, I was more looking at the plaque than actually the surrounding area, and I was more concerned with the weather than, like, actually, you know, remembering that there's a wind farm here with with wind turbines, which you can't really, like I say, you can't really see, and this is a hidden feature, but eventually you will be able to see them. So this is me basically trying to figure that out. And I'm all a little bit confused, thinking, you know, I can hear it over there, but I'm not sure what it is. And this is a mad thing. So I'd rather do a voiceover here than so you can. I don't want to really listen to myself, like, waiting on about something that's, you know, that might be supernatural when it isn't. It's obviously a windmill, you know what I mean? So, and this is the funny thing, really. This is what got me in this video. This was like the trick or treat for me. This is the mad thing as well. Which it's saying I'm beside you, which is more or less saying it's the windmills, which represents the sounds that obviously you can't hear because I'm doing a voiceover.
You can just see make out the stick of it there, and the turbines going round. That fucking shit me up, to be honest, because I was like, what the fuck is that? So we know what it is now, yeah. That had me, that one. I've got to be honest. There's probably another one over there, yeah. But, like, literally when you come up here and the cloud's so low, it does fucking you hear things that you can't see. That's funny, that. I've actually fucking, that made me laugh, that, actually. I was spooked for a minute then. Yeah, that was funny, actually. That actually had me spooked for a minute then, because I was like, my mind was listening to sounds and I'm trying to translate, like, what they actually are, but I forgot there's, like, a fucking, you know, there's a fucking wind turbine farm here. There's probably about 9 or 10 wind turbines.
I want to come.
You want to come? You can do if you want. I mean, there's probably another one over there which sounds like a plane. That was funny, that, actually. That's probably I should have known, like, done all the research, and it's just a fucking it's just a windmill. So let's go back to Alec now, and, you know, I just want to fucking let the tube run round here. But anyway, back to the point. Let's get a move away from the windmills. It's like back to Alec now, and this is what he would. I'm sure I've made a point. This is what he would have had to face. See, that what you can hear is a windmill. But it's like I said, it's like a pneumatic sound, which is a windmill, which is a good. So before I go, I'd really like something to come out of the box, but I don't think I'm going to get it. If there's any spirits on this frequency, you can give yourself some relevance by leaving your voice on this device that I'm holding in my hand. Alec, can you hear my voice? So that you can hear is obviously the windmills now. Then we know it's the windmills. I'm hopefully doing that for a reaction. I'm not doing anything bad, I'm just putting stones back, but I'm hoping for a reaction of some kind. But imagine doing this one by one and getting the plaque sorted for it as well. So a masonry would have had to fucking do that, and they ain't cheap. So I seem to be having more success with the tube. The box isn't doing anything really. No voices whatsoever, which is what I anticipated, what I spoke about before. So I'll have to make my way down, but it goes to show, yeah, 1 second. So I was going to say, obviously, it doesn't show that paranormal equipment works in a low moon phase, which is a 0% moon phase in this video. So anyway, going obviously back to Alec, and obviously this is a tragic story, to be honest. But I had to cover it because I really wanted to, because it's like something that's not well known, I don't think, or it needs telling again in a more modern way. And with a YouTube video, obviously it'll be there forever. And this is added work to the person that made these stones and took them up one by one, which is a lot harder to do, by the way. So let me explain this capture now, yeah? This capture, what you see, is within the stone, yeah? So that tells me that it's not anything out of the ordinary, it's just a capture that's coming from within the brickwork. And if it came from without the brickwork, I'd be like, why is there a capture from without the brickwork? So this is just mapping in the actual brickwork. You get this often in graves where people think you're seeing ghosts on graves. It's actually mapping in the structure. This is why it's called a SLS camera, structured light sensor camera. And this is what you see here, which is what a lot of people think is a ghost, when it isn't. So I've just got down from the moors. There's absolutely no wind here. It's not like up there where there's, it's quite windy and it's quite, it can be quite unforgiving. We're down here now, where I've come obviously lower down. I can see everywhere. Visibility's fine. There's no wind really, because if there was, you could hear it in the microphone. Back to reality really. When you go up there, it can be like something else. Not something else, but it's like, it makes you realise like what Alec in this situation, in this video, what he would have had to deal with. But that's on a much lighter scale. Like, it would have been fucking blizzard and all that for him, which is awful really, you know what I mean? And this is realistically the path that I'm coming down now to finish my video. But I did, it's so historic around here, honestly. It's fucking mega, really. Like, I was just like looking at one of the farms. There's not much has changed since Higher Shore Farm, since it's been there. It must have been there since fucking the early 19th century, because that's what usually comes in before settlement, is usually farming. Or it can be, farming. You need agriculture, really, if you're going to take on people, like lots of people, which is what you see down there, which is more or less modern day society, which is like today you see all the houses down there, but usually you need certain things to support modern day society down there, such as agriculture and water, and there's other features with it as well. There's other aspects to it as well, but that's digressing away from the point that I had to make, really. The original point I had to make is this video was about a reservoir that's there now, which wasn't there at one point, which was the drowned village of Watergrove. And I think this is from the area where Alec was from the 1930s or the early 1900s, as this area began to, I'll try and use the right word, as settlements began to come here, as the early settlements would start, And then here we have modern day society. All this wouldn't have been here back in the early 19th century. I think obviously the early farms would have been. And then obviously time progressed and so did technology. And then we have obviously the houses and stuff like that. The farms have obviously been more modernised. But this is really Higher Shore, Littleborough. which, you know, I'd class this on the borderline between Wardle and Littleborough, really, because that's like Watergrove, where we went to. It's like, well, you can see it in the video, it's like borderline between Watergrove and Walsden and Littleborough. It's all like one area as we went up into the moors up there. But I obviously got a taste of the early. I could obviously see the early horse and cart trails that they would have been used, because you can tell in the floor that the cart wheels have got the exact more or less diameters what they left, like the trails that they left. So you can obviously tell it's horse and cart. And this, for me, is great history. Littleborough's history, or Wardle's history, or a bit of a combination of both. So it was great to tell this tale, really. I don't know how well received it'll be, but I really enjoyed it, to be honest. To tell a local tale for once, like as I mentioned at the start of my video. So that's more or less the end of the video now. I've seen all the historic stuff around, like the farms and where horses would go, because that would have been your main line of logistics, really. And that's more or less the end of the video now. So happy Halloween to you all. I don't know when you'll see this video, but it might not be Halloween when you watch it, but this was what I wanted to do really for Halloween, was to dedicate my time to Alec, really, and tell his story, because sometimes that's what I like to do, is tell a story of someone that's really not here anymore and what they would have had to gone through in the final hours of their life, and especially for a baby boy as well, which is what it mentioned up there, who was Alec, really, and he was so unaware of the unforgiving terrain as he succumbed to exposure, really, which is, you know, it's fucking awful for anyone to fucking go through that. And obviously trying to find his body, I don't actually know where his body was actually found. I don't think it was found where the memorial thing is, but either way, you know, that moorland is really unforgiving. I have been up the moorland at night, but on the other side of it, I've never been up that point. And it's more or less, I think it's like the second time I've been up there, but I've not gone up that far. Anyway, it's the end of the video, so nice watching, and it's peace from Higher Shore, Littleborough, whatever. And that's just the King Bill there, as I showed you in the as we turn left, and I'll just show you the King Bill now. A second. That's the King Bill. I'm not sure that if that would have been here at the time in the early 1900s, but this is obviously the King Bill here is fucking, it's meant for go shit, but I don't think anyone knows, really. I don't think anyone cares, but I do. Because like I say, you can go up that lane there, or you can go down this lane. It doesn't really matter, because either way, that's the fucking ghost story of the woman that drowned, and that's the story of Alec Jenkins that I just showed you. And that's the King Bill, really. And I think the people that come here I won't say don't understand, but I don't think they're aware of the history and what this area offers when it comes to history and like ghost telling and tales of this area. I'm heavily invested in stuff like this because this is what I love to do. But, you know, not everybody gives a flying fuck, really, but that's everyone's into different shit, aren't they, you know. But this is what I more or less had to say in my video. Anyway, I'm really going to end the video now, so nice watching, and it's peace from Littleborough.